Odaload, it really depends on like what exactly you're trying to accomplish with Nair. Like, cause there are tons of different ways that you want to Nair with Falcon. Are you Nairing for Nair 1 combos? Are you Nairing as a way of covering space in neutral? Are you doing retreating Nairs to cover your retreats? Are you doing falling Nair 2? Are you using Nair 1 to go through a projectile and then Nair 2 in another way? Like, here's the thing. Nuance is extremely important, because if you ignore that, then you ultimately end up missing out on a lot of the other things that you'll need to be doing. So I would just make sure that you can do all the different kinds of Nairs you can think of that can have any purpose whatsoever, and just try to get consistent in your execution with all of them. Well, I'm gonna be completely honest with you, Odaload. Falcon is probably one of the harder characters in the game, and he still has such a long way to optimize compared to so many other characters that it's gonna be a long time until any of us are truly up to snuff. Falcon in this game is very inherently a late metagame character. Our time has yet to come. It's helped me feel a lot better to remember that, because I think he was a late metagame character in Smash 4, but he's probably even more so a late game character in this one. Did I see where Void plays Falcon in his new 3.0 tier list? No. I'm gonna be completely honest, I pay absolutely no attention to people's tier lists or like character opinions or anything like that. Void said I had him pretty much optimized already? Boy. Not even remotely vaguely close. Because at the end of the day, like, I care what other good Falcon players think, but to be honest, when it comes to people's opinions on Falcon that aren't notable Falcon mains, I just tune it out. We know what we're doing. We're working on our thing. And what people who don't play Falcon think doesn't really change how we do our thing, so I have a lot of respect for Void's opinions, but I think the only reason he thinks that is because he hasn't really played me yet. Fun fact, all the players who don't have much faith in Falcon haven't played me. And the ones who do, have played me. And even I will tell you that I'm nowhere close with this character where I want to be, and literally all of the good Falcons will also tell you that. It's kind of hard not to think that way towards him, provided you do that. Like, if you saw what DeBuzz thought of Falcon, for instance, he's like, DeBuzz is much more positive about Falcon than a lot of other top players about Falcon, and imagine that, he and I have played a decent bit. Of course, they don't necessarily just have to play me. Like, if you have another really good Falcon in your area, like, for French players, if you have OG or Tri-State players with Nick C, or like Japan with Nishia. Because like a lot of the better Falcon players, we're only just now starting to get results. And honestly, there's still so much more to do with... Like, Falcon has so many things he can do with his follow-ups that are honestly terrifying. But literally none of the good Falcons are applying them properly yet. Like, I'm making progress towards applying some of these things properly, but keyword progress. I'm not actually doing them to people yet. Like, a lot of the optimized Nair 1 into attack cancel up air, into regrab stuff, that's still very much its own space that needs to be optimized. Like, Falcon's punish game, once it gets optimized, is he's going to do so much more damage per hit than most other characters in the game that I just refuse to believe his punish game alone isn't going to do a dramatic amount for him. Like, stuff like that. I grabbed him once at like 20. Because the only good players who think Ganon's good are people who just spent a lot of time playing Naira's Ganon on Wi-Fi. They got waxed, and they're like, wait a second, let me try playing it offline. Because Naira's a great player, and obviously his Ganon is great, but it's still Ganon. Yeah, I'm gonna try and play him this Sunday. If Nairo isn't going to any tournaments this Sunday, it's time. Maybe Aero Taika. Yeah, we talked about it at Pound. How did Come to Papa go? It was actually very similar to Pound, where I'm not happy with how I played in singles, but I played okay. Still dropped some things I shouldn't have. But I did pretty well in doubles again. I'm not happy with how that went, Kid Link, but it's both of our faults, honestly. There was a pivotal game that we would have been fine with one thing, but he had a crucial mistake that cost us a set, and then there was a moment in losers finals where I had a costly screw up that cost us the set. So it's both of our faults. It sucks, but whatever. It went okay otherwise, but I'm just not happy with the endings because he choked something he shouldn't have, and I choked something I shouldn't have, and that's just... It's not your fault, Kid Link. I claim it full ownership for that losers finals loss. That was entirely my fault. Not Falcon's fault, not MVD's fault, my fault. Oh, Spectral 89 regarding using C-Stick for aerials. It's really useful just because you can focus on moving entirely with the control stick and then use the C-Stick for aerials rather than having to coordinate your movements with it. Like, you won't have to, say, drift backwards at any moment to do a back air. You can drift forwards the entire time and do a back air. It just gives you more options for flexibility. Oh, the B-Dude, Jim is just someone who behaves with no concept of social decency in the Smash community. Maybe Ludicrous. The thing is, I have no idea who the original Jim was. If I had to guess, their name was probably Jim. But even that is unknown, honestly. Like, they could have been named... They could have been named Foster, they could have been named, like... Literally any random name, it doesn't matter. The first Jim? Or it even could have been a woman. Maybe it was a Kim and not a Jim, I don't know. My apologies if there are any women named Kim in the chat. Without spoiling the movie, did I enjoy Endgame? I loved Endgame. Oh, Ask Wed? Yeah, I've been having a lot of internet issues lately. So no, it's not just you lagging. But if all goes according to plan, my internet will be fixed tomorrow. But either way, how do I feel about Endgame? Absolutely loved that movie. Let's just say that, obviously this isn't spoilers, but it's crazy to me that we have a movie franchise that's literally 22 entire movies, all leading to one conclusion. And I am satisfied with that conclusion. It was great. I feel like the thing about Endgame is I feel like it's a good movie, but at the same time, if you're not super invested in the MCU and you haven't seen all the movies that came into it, you're probably gonna miss out on a lot of what makes it as special as it is, I think. Because there's so much stuff that is only gonna make sense if you remember this one obscure interaction from this one movie that might have come out like 10 years ago or something. And Endgame just assumes you know everything. Yeah, I want Raptor Boost to actually be a consistent move. I'd like for his turnaround to not be horrendous. And I would like Rock Rocking removed. I don't necessarily care about a better initial dash, honestly. Of the three listed, the priority rankings is first place is better initial death, is better turnaround animation, then fixing raptor boost, and then rock rocking. Rock rocking is probably the smallest deal of those, just because even though it's really annoying and I've lost so many sets to it, at the very least, it's something that happens once you lose neutral, whereas the others, you lose neutral because of them. Nice.